Previously on Agora.
You see ahead of you the town of Karmal.
I'm not feeling well, but there's something going on up north, and I want to know what it is.
What information might you have for a bunch of travelers and adventurers?
You need favors. It means doing something for someone. You have to do something very brave, which benefits the town, in order to have favors for everyone. For example, saving the town from a pest, or winning the camel race. Go up to the camel and choose your camel.
Ghibli.
Earth.
Tool.
Gruff. It's a magical goat of terror.
I'm going to do a flurry of blows, grab the reins, and grab onto the camel.
Don't take my camel. Ghibli's mine.
Ghibli.
Kill him. So firebolt aimed at Nomo's scarred, burnt face.
I think all of your characters have been hanging around with Hector for too long. You wouldn't have done any of this.
The leaper has come home! Home!
Agora Podcast. An original roleplay using Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Player characters and Dungeon Master interact online using Roll20 and Skype. Dungeon Master and podcast editor John Paget. Player characters played by Dan, Ben, Finn, Terry, Rob, and Paul.
The judge knocked off his camel some time before. He wanted to confer with his daughter, who you can see there. He says, yes, I've decided that, I've not seen a race like this in years. It reminds me of the Kyler and Payal days. I feel too mixed with emotions right now to call a winner myself, especially after suffering a fall. And so I ask the crowd to elect your champion and grant them favour. May I remind you all of what's happened? This chap here, and he points to Nomo, crossed the line first, but he abandoned his camel, missed a third of the race before stealing another's camel in a dramatic mid-air attack. Then
Whilst naked.
Yeah.
flooring another rider and racing his camel across the finish line first. And so, let me hear applause for him. And there's a round of applause. And would someone like to roll for Nomo? I've weighted it based on what's happened in the race, but it's a d20 roll plus charisma. He has charisma of -1. Does anyone want to...
No reflection on his naked body.
Sorry, no Mo.
There's
Terrible.
there's some booing from the audience who plainly did not feel it was fair play at all on this naked foreigner. Next, this goat rider. He didn't use a camel at all, but a terrifying giant goat. He barged two riders out of the race and smashed the gates to pieces, rather than jump over them. How do you feel about this one?
I'll just do a straight 1d20 then, eh?
And then we'll add your charisma.
There you go, 17.
There's a lot of applause for this goat rider. Some of it very enthusiastic.
Plus it's my gleaming Errol Finn armour as well, which is...
Yes, it glistens in the desert sun. He tries to make himself heard over the crowd who are cheering. Next! Third place. This man, points to Pavel.
Oh, Pebble.
He twisted my words to steal the lead in the race, then jumped and pranced about up and down like some sort of show clown.
At this juncture, I'll take my cue and go, ha ha ha, and sort of rear up on my horse.
Win their hearts.
I clap and cheer at this point.
Yeah, I will as well.
Okay.
Huzzah for Pebble. Yay! Bravo!
Make a roll with your charisma.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, not bad.
Ooh, so even Stephen.
Plus whatever you got. Okay. There's a lot of cheers. It's hard to tell exactly if it's more or less, but some people just laugh at you, Pavel, but some people are impassioned, emboldened by what you did. And finally, the last one to actually finish the race was this...
He knocked me out. That's against the rules.
Silence! The crowd will judge. After a blistering start, he was slowed by the spitting camels and used magic to attempt to stop his competition. In this, he failed and ended up running across the line without a camel. Roll.
My fault. Nomo stole it.
Roll your d20 with charisma. Oh dear. Yes, a few things are thrown at you, Oryx.
Bad luck, Oryx.
I have no hesitation then in awarding this favour to this man here riding the goat.
Hey! What?
Well done. Fairly fair, quite fair. He tiptoes around your goat and hands you this piece of paper.
What does a goat buck?
I think the goat probably just watches him carefully.
All right.
So yes, you have this scroll in front of you now, and it's wrapped up at the moment. And you get people patting you on the back and saying, "Oh, come round for tea," and people start to talk about their wares and where you can buy their stuff and things. So you're getting a lot of attention right now, Lice.
So money is the thing here. It's just favours far more prominent.
Yes, it's much more of a trade for trade, but in the racing camel, it's applicable to anyone in the town.
But in terms of buying stuff, you have to buy stuff by doing people favours.
Yes, you can pay money, but it costs a lot more than it would normally.
Okay, right, okay. Maybe we should try and sell favours and get quite a lot of money.
Could do.
So, yeah.
Because nobody owes you favors, right?
No one owes me favours. I gave someone a massage in the pub, but I don't think he got any favours for it.
And a drink, of course.
I did kill him.
Yes, there was that. And roll perceptions.
I very rarely perceive anything. How's that?
Not great.
I'm too immersed in this lovely attention, I'm guessing.
If the Lord wants you to see anything, he'll make it very apparent.
Everyone's stroking my goat. Goat's loving it. He's like, oh, yeah. And they're all feeding him and... Oh.
Oryx and Hector, you are aware that in the distance there are camels, not of the race, who are watching you.
How many?
3. In the far distance, on a dune.
I stare at them, trying to figure out if I recognise them or anything.
Instead of men who stare at goats, it's elves who stare at camels.
I notice anything?
You notice them as well, you and Hector.
Do you recognise any of them, Oryx? I think they've taken a fancy to you.
I think they might be camels. Maybe they escaped from the race.
Maybe they're the bang bang ones.
Should we introduce ourselves to them?
Okay.
Maybe they want some autographs of the victor.
As you're considering what to do, they start to turn around and trot off.
How far away are they?
Let's go get them.
200 meters away?
Quite a long way.
Well, if we ran, we might be able to catch up with them. They're just trotting.
Okay. Do you have camels still, anyone?
The daughter's starting to tether all the camels together and feeding them.
I go up to the door and say, "Excuse me, may I borrow one of these camels for a moment?"
Sorry, the race is over. Of course, you can rent one for a fee, but these are racing camels, not travel camels.
I just want to borrow one for a moment. There were some camels over there. They were looking at you in a sinister way. I wanted to make sure they don't have any intentions that would disturb you. I am worried. They were staring at you, hard, with malice.
Do you want to do a persuasion check there?
What does a malicious camel stare look like? Probably the same as any other stare, isn't it?
I appreciate the offer, but I must look after these camels now. They are tired. Perhaps if you had some credit, maybe we could do some business.
Well, I could offer you a massage.
And wasn't this about saving time?
As Hector says this, can I send him a message?
Okay, yep. So in your head, you hear the following.
We could go get the spitting camels. Maybe we can try to get them to run.
I say,
I don't know.
good idea.
I remember I charmed Nomo at the end of last round. So could I get him to go and try to get 2 of the camels?
Did that charm work?
Yeah.
To get Nomo to get the spitting camels.
Right.
They're quite funny.
So Nomo goes up and tries to do a sort of a meek elf impression. I'll do a Persuasion check for him.
I think he has got some clothes on now, hasn't he, or not?
No.
Oh, God. Okay, so with disadvantage. Well, I suppose it does depend who he did it to.
Yeah, might be advantage.
So both times, the person runs off with the camel and says a few profanities at Nomo.
Well, how many camels do we have at the moment?
None.
Do we really need camels?
We could run.
Let's. All those guys have disappeared by now. We've been talking about this for about 5 minutes.
We're not doing very well this session. Actually, isn't Nomo really fast? Can we just send him over?
I think he's 10 foot faster off than you are, yeah.
Oh, that's not much, is it?
Nomo looks at you questioningly.
Nomo, go and see if you can find those camels.
Well, I don't know.
You're the fastest here.
All right.
We'll just hold you back otherwise.
Sigh. And as Oryx then also tells him to run, he starts to sprint towards these camels. You can see him running as best he can over the sand.
He's still naked, I assume.
This naked elf running over the over the sand dunes. What are you guys doing in the meantime?
Well, we have this favour now, don't we? Are we just looking for camels to transport us, or are we looking for some kind of carriage or cart, or...
I think just camels should be fine. Why don't we go and talk to our friends that we were going to go with and see if they need anything else?
Shall we see if Nomo can find those camels first? I
Sure.
think time is against us, so it's me.
Okay. 15 minutes later, he appears and he looks sunburnt and like he's a bit of a mess, and he's got tears rolling down his cheeks and says, "I couldn't find anything. I fell down."
Does anybody have any clothes for Nomo?
I assume there's a pile or something.
This is taking a really bizarre turn this session. Let's go and talk to our friends and check what they need. Is it just transportation? And if so, should that be?
You can still see Jar. He's still there, talking to Unte. Once they see you looking around, they approach you. And he says, well done. I did not mind being hit by your goat at all. It was a really good work.
Oh, yes, he's a big sort of temperamental thing. I do apologise.
Not at all. Are you still interested? We can use this and, we can all benefit by this expedition.
I think so, yes.
What do you say?
Absolutely, yes. I open the scroll, John. What's on the scroll?
Essentially, it says this person has earned 700 credit and favour in the town of Karmal. And 700 is written in a different style.
So will this use up the favour or the credit or what? I don't know how things work over here.
I'm afraid I don't know. We've never had any credit ourselves.
So just the favour then. We keep the credit.
Friends, what do we need to go on this expedition?
And where are we going again?
Well, we have the equipment. Yes, indeed. To the north, that's where the lake used to be. I believe, although I cannot find any maps, that there is some kind of oasis to the north that we can approach.
And there's also, I believe, some evil presence up there, isn't there?
He looks at you blankly. I really don't know. But that's another good reason for you to be here. Yes, indeed. Yes.
And every time somebody mentions the north, Paul's ring tingles.
Whenever they blink, his ring tingles.
Paul's looking at his ring, saying, "It's okay at the moment."
Okay. Would you mind if we just confer amongst ourselves? And us party, we just huddle off to a corner, away from them, or until they go away, we'll confer.
Come back to us when you're ready, and then we can prepare.
Yes.
Good.
So when they're gone, so we need to get what we need for Hayyaes up north, I assume, do we?
Yeah.
It's like 2 days north, isn't it? And there's two ways of getting there: overland with the aid of favours, or through the underground network of streams and reservoirs. Is that right?
That's essentially what they're saying, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it'd be safer to go on land.
I think so too. But Hector, I mean, he's a drow of the underworld. With his keen sight and certainly his stealth and agility, he can guide us through anything, through underground, can't he?
Well, I can in the same way that you can guide us anywhere in the overworld. I did leave there for a reason. They didn't seem to like me very much for some reason.
Oh, I wonder why. And you're more likely to get drink above ground than below ground.
That underground wine was never as good as it is up here. Speaking of which, is it lunchtime yet?
So what should we do then? We'll go north above ground with the camels and so on and so forth with this couple, yes?
Yeah, well, let's take them with us. Friends,
Yes.
what's so interesting about the lake?
At this point, Jar pipes up and says, "It's a very interesting lake, because this didn't always used to be a desert, you understand. This was an elven kingdom a long time ago. But it seems that this resource disappeared without a trace. And we are very interested to see what happened. And there's lots of interests, I think. Archaeological interests, yes. I myself am writing a paper. Rente has her and wants to come along too, and that's all right by me. She's an excellent navigator.
Fine. So we need provisions, right? We need...
So yeah, we can go to the market.
Transport, exactly. Let's take you to the market, to be precise.
Well, let's Gruff wallow in as much sort of pampering and pleasuring as possible, and then I'll say goodbye to him, and then he'll disappear back into my figurine, I guess.
Yes, until next time.
Well done, friends. Goodbye till then.
Okay, the market. What are you looking for? It's a teeming market, many different stalls, lots of different tents. Very active at this time of day. It's the afternoon. You can smell the spices, see the fruits. There are a few entertainers, it seems, with fire. Lots of things going on.
Okay. There's some rudimentary things we need. We need camels, maybe 2 each. Really.
We have our horses still or not?
Oh, do you have horses?
You left your horses. Don't forget you used a portal to teleport.
I guess we'll need camels then. Certainly
Camels,
some provisions.
tents, yeah, food provisions, water skins, bedding.
And I'm sure Hector would need to stock up on wine.
Maybe, I don't know, 12 camels?
The camels, you understand from talking to one or two shop sellers, that there's an area in the west of the town where the barracks are, which is where the camels are kept. So they're kept under guard. So you can approach the barracks and inquire about camels, because they are very high premium right now.
So in the meantime, we need desert clothes. We need to look like Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah, I need to buy some clothes because I've just literally been walking around in armour and a few rags.
We need desert clothes for everyone.
Essential robes. Yeah, there are a few different robes, so you can definitely get yourself up with the attire. And you can see the favours slowly trickling down as you do this.
On top of that, we need provisions.
There are no actual provision kits, but you can buy food.
Okay.
While we're shopping, can I cast my Find Familiar spell?
Okay.
Well, this would help us out because I'm making a raven, so it could fly in the sky. And...
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, basically, you'll be passive during this, so you're concentrating on this.
It says that you can choose your familiar to be celestial, fey, or fiend instead of a beast. But would it help us out anymore?
Well, considering your track record, I think maybe just go with a beast.
It won't cost anything extra.
I suppose. Well, yeah. I mean,
I'm not sure what benefits it would bring.
you could fly through walls.
Yeah?
I think that's a ghost.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's ethereal.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to make a fiend raven.
We've got one bad apple in this party as it is.
Yeah, if you want to make a fiend raven.
Okay.
That'd be funny, I suppose.
I should make a fiend seahorse
In the desert.
in the desert.
If there's somewhere to bathe, John, I'll go and have a bath somewhere. I've still got all the lava crusted all over me.
There are buffs. There's a very nice buff. You have credit. You
I
can
know,
use
we
it.
do got 700 of them. Let's all go and have a bath together.
Wow.
I'm up for a bath. I'll take some wine.
Oh, hell, yes. Take some beer as well.
This is so different to our first 3 days here, says Unte, in the bath.
Yes, let's do the credit on alcohol and strippers.
Hector, is this a jacuzzi or have you just... where did the bubbles come from?
Yeah, they come from the Underdark.
I'm sure they do.
We are your guests until you are ready to go, says Jar.
Well, Well, when everyone has stocked up, then I'll be here in the bath with this bottle of wine, waiting for you.
After we've pampered ourselves, I'll certainly go to the bazaar next.
Okay. So far your credit certificate says you have 652 credit left.
Bloody hell. Really?
Do you know how much the camels will take?
You do not.
We should find out, I guess. They may be expensive. If we blow everything on other stuff, we may regret it.
But Hector, with your powers of persuasion, I don't think it costs anything.
Absolutely, let's stay here.
Might even cost double.
Yeah.
So what's your first protocol, or do you stay in the jacuzzi?
I'd like to go and see Eurisha.
No problem. You can approach the magical bazaar. You ascend some stairs in this complex. It's a large space, just a few different stalls. There are the same number of guards as there are stalls. 5, in fact. So 5 stalls. Guards there looking bored. 1 or 2 customers wandering around. But it's very quiet.
But now that we sort of smell great and probably look half decent.
That guard to shop ratio makes Hector want to do some stealing. But he won't. He's in the jacuzzi.
On these stalls, are there signs at all?
In our language?
Yeah. A few different languages, but yes. So you have Gleaver, carpenter, and you can see a number of different objects made of wood predominantly, but also clay, pots and bowls, and some mirrors. Up here, as you wander around, at the top you have Eurisha.
Oh, there we go. The colourful one on the left.
Yes.
Yes.
Valda, right-hand side, looks very bored and has 3 cups in front of him and not a lot else. Then the colonel that's below. And then finally you have Kalfare, who's just staring lazily at you all and smiling. And she has a deck of cards in front of her.
Probably get to, read your future.
Yeah, these soothsayers are bloody useless, they are.
Is there any stall that sells, potions or, trinkets that would help us survive?
You perceive, just looking around you, that there doesn't appear to be much. The stall at the top here, with the guy with the 3 cups, has a number of shelves, and there are some vials which are empty, but no potions brewing.
If we had the initiative to take some of that Naga poison, we could have sold it here, I'm sure.
This isn't that good of a shop.
I'm going to talk to Eurisha.
So this lady wrapped in a shawl, and she is happy to talk to someone. As you approach, she is already smiling a little and puts her palms out and says, "Welcome. Very rare we get anyone now. Are you here to buy?"
I'm actually here for some information, if you don't mind.
I'm happy to help. It all costs money, you know.
Information?
We don't have much more to trade.
What kind of market is this?
This is the famous Karmal Bazaar. It has been great in the past, but, well, we've either sold everything or we've given everything away.
Why is everything so dismal and dark here? Normally bazaars are sort of light-hearted, colourful, vibrant places to be, but this is awful.
If you buy a cup of tea with me, then I will happily talk to you about this. Won't you sit down?
Okay, well, sit down.
I have some wine. I will offer a glass to you.
Put some clothes on, Hector.
She says, basically, for 4 credit, she will make tea for all of you.
At last.
She explains, well, it's a very famous bazaar, and there are some very great magic users. The ones you see are the ones who have remained and have not given up and gone somewhere else. For you see, in the southwest of here, a magical being arrived that changed everything for us.
How long ago did they arrive?
Must be 6 months, maybe?
You'd say the southwest of here?
Yes.
What, sort of 2 days' travel?
A little more than that. It's in the Kajmadra oasis, in the southwest from here. As I understand, this person who they call the Liakhara has arrived. The Liakharas are meant to be great visionary magical beings. And ever since they've arrived, everyone has been giving magical items to the Liakhara for some purpose. And created quite a following. what we haven't sold, people have been trying to confiscate it. We've had a number of break-ins, and it's dangerous to travel outside of Karmal at the moment because there are some devout followers of the Liakhara.
Like bang bang camels.
She smiles. I know of the bang bang camels. I don't think they are the same thing. Well, they could be a tool perhaps. A tool of some magical being. But I don't know. Certainly there are gangs of merchants and travellers, even wizards, who are apparently devoted to the Liakhara.
Who is this Liakhara?
I don't know her name. A Liakhara is a magical being who can create things with their vision. But they need magic, supposedly, to create the visions, to make the visions real.
From the light or from the dark?
She could be either. She's like a sorceress. She has the ability.
So once these magic items have been stolen, are they then drained of power to make this vision?
Yes, exactly that.
Isn't there like a special spell that you could use that would just drain your own magicka?
I see what you're saying, but they need all the magic in one place. She smiles. I suppose you could chain a number of wizards together and then extract it, but I'm not sure it's the same type. In items and in spells, it's already locked in. It's only a potential in a wizard.
Oh.
A wizard is a magical vessel. It's not an actual magical item.
Oh, I see. What do you know that there's sort of 50 miles north of here, in the desert?
She blinks.
Yeah, of course she does.
What was the question? Sorry.
What's 50 miles north of here?
She thinks and then blinks. Mordar. Mordar, I think. There's not much north from here.
There is. I'll show this symbol that I got from the two creatures from the boiler. What do you make of this, wise lady? Is it Vaj or Vag? He sent me from the boiler.
I do understand that from my readings, actually. It is a form of a demon group. I think the word Ganesh is bringing a bell to me.
Ganesh?
Ganesh. It is a subordinate symbol of Ganesh.
Oh.
Yes, for some reason. Well, can I ask? What happened?
I was attacked by these two demonic-like creatures at the boiler.
Interesting.
And were it not for my companion's sort of massaging techniques, we wouldn't have been here now.
What did you do? Why you?
I'm a cleric.
Ah. It appears that they are taking an interest in you. I've heard of this. Sometimes they try to weed out the weaker servants of a god. It appears that they underestimated you.
Well, we kicked their asses. Well, one actually disappeared.
Well, I expect he will be back. Sometimes they have something called an initiation. And, yes, it may well be that you've not seen the last of him.
Or maybe he's saying the same thing about us.
She sips her tea.
Is there anyone here who would know... Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say.
It's the tea, I'm sorry. I put herbs in it.
Yeah, man.
I have all day, don't worry. Take your time.
Are you charging by the minute?
If you want a second cup of tea, perhaps, but I am enjoying your company at this time.
Very good, very good.
I do have 2 items to sell, by the way, if you're interested.
What are they?
She takes 2 things from underneath and shows them to you. I'm just finding the page, sorry.
Oh, you're a man.
Yes. I get so lonely. But in the meantime, if you have any questions...
Is there anybody here who could train me in magic? Like, teach me a spell or get me better at certain spells?
Depends, young boy. How long are you staying?
We'll always come back afterwards.
Yeah. I don't think we're staying too long here.
Well, that's a shame. If you were here, then I suspect people do have a lot of time to themselves at the moment. Myself and Gleaver particularly could take apprentices for a fee. She can imbue magic in items. I'm a magic user, pure and simple. How much? It all depends on the time and the ambition. Do come back when you know how much time you have.
Do you know many spells you could teach, or is it more general magic?
I can do either, actually. I can either teach you something which takes on the Da elements, so which can help you, or I can teach you a spell in particular. I believe with you there's a potential for both.
Can we do both?
With enough time, young master, enough time.
Could you tell me more about the one that takes on the elements?
Essentially, you can use the dry desert, the history, the material that used to be rocks and other essences becoming sand. Tap into that and makes your spells more powerful.
That's wild magic.
Mm.
Very unpredictable, that stuff.
I found the items. These are the only 2 items I have left. They are, of course, fairly high price, but they are very interesting. And she shows you some clogs. The shoes of chance. It has the power to...
Make you a more efficient bowler.
You need a certain amount of balance with these. And in layman's terms, what it would do is you can redo someone's turn once a day as a bonus action by simply spinning around 360.
Say Rob had a bad turn, rolled some ones and died or something.
Mm-hmm.
You could redo his turn.
Yes, there's a range of 30 foot. But anyone within that range you could direct, and you could do a literal turn on your feet, and he could redo it.
Yes, but you're wearing clogs on your feet. Ugh.
That's pretty cool. How much is this item?
That item comes up as 400 credits.
Bloody hell.
How many do we have?
400?
We've got like 600 probably.
That's all together.
I also have this pipe of purple. You can see this... Really. You can see that there are grooves on the side as if it was meant to be part of a set, but I only have one. When blown, it gives another character an additional dex bonus.
Nomo would like that.
Yeah, it's like pass the pan type.
The clogs are where it's at. The clogs could be really useful.
Yeah.
Perhaps we could pay you for the clogs in installments?
She laughs. I have no inkling that you're spending a long time here. No, I'd rather have the credit up front, if it's all the same.
So, can you teach me a cantrip?
Yes, in half a day I could teach you a cantrip.
I could just do it when you get back.
I'll be here. I'll be very bored, as usual. Until the Liakhara has done her work, it's going to be very quiet. I would warn you, though, that they will be looking for donations.
But magical donations.
Yes.
Why don't we quickly zip over, get the price of camels and come back?
Yeah.
Let's do that, John.
Okay.
I think the Hayyaes thing that we're after is this Liakhara person.
And we
isn't
don't
it?
want to upset Hayyaes.
Yes, because we've still got the bloody crystals inside us. For some of us do.
Well, as it's so close, I think we should go. Whereas the oasis is quite far.
Okay, yeah, so we'll do north, then head southwest.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a barracks, you can go there. 2 people let you into the transportation in a tent where it appears it's 50 per camel, or if you give them a deposit, it's 20 per camel to hire per day.
So we'd have 4 camels if we bought the clogs. Unless we hired.
4 isn't enough.
We'll just steal some camels.
Should we just hire them for one day and just not bring them back?
No, because it's a system that works on favour.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll need to come back here. So there'll be a cost.
Well, we don't have to come back here, do we? I mean, we can go north, do what we've got to do, and just head southwest from there.
I take your point, guys, but there's one crucial thing to bear in mind, which is we're in a desert. So every time we want water or a hot meal or anything, we'll probably have to come back here.
Well, one of us can just stay outside the village, and the others can say, "Well, the camels died. I'm sorry. Do we owe you any more for, not returning them or something?"
It won't work. I mean,
I think
for the obvious reasons. Why don't we either try and get some more favour, or go 50 miles north, see what's there, and then see if that improves our ability to get the clogs when we come back.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, we could get the camels the legitimate way, do what we've got to do, come back, do another race. Piece of cake last one, wasn't it?
Yeah, actually an excellent point. Let's do that.
How often do these races happen?
You don't know.
I mean, I'm sure we can find other ways to carry favour.
I think Hector would be very pro hiring the camels and just keeping them.
It's just short-sighted. You know, we'll need to come back here.
Well, I think that's where Hector's vote would go.
Hevel would vote just by the camels for the time being.
Well, we have enough, don't we? But not for the clogs.
Not quite for the clogs. So if we've got 6 camels...
Can we double up? Can we get some camels with 2 humps? And
I think dromedaries are cheaper than other ones, aren't they? Camels with 1 hump are cheaper than ones with 2.
Ah, yes.
Are there any dromedaries for sale, John?
There's one geriatric camel who could go for 30 or 10 for hire.
Go on, Texas, that's yours.
So we could get... if we got him for 1, we could get 5?
Who can feasibly double up?
Me and Noma doubled up before. We can do it again.
Hey.
Terry says, I'm in front. But why don't we just get the 4 camels and the old nag and go north, come back and see where we stand?
That's right, yes, let's do that.
I think we should get the clogs now. They may not be there for very long if magic items are being bought.
Oh, that's a good point. All right, why don't we 4 camels, the nag and the clogs, and we'll hope we can find something else when we get back.
Some steak knives, we want some steak knives.
Who wants the clogs?
You do, obviously.
I think Pebble might be quite a good person to have them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm normally fooling about and running around the place in action scenarios anyway, aren't I?
I don't know how dexterous you can possibly be in wooden clogs, but I don't think you can be at all.
There's no dexterity limit on them, is there? It's just
No, I mean, essentially, on some surfaces, you might get a minor reduction in stealth. Your wooden clogs on stone, for example.
Okay.
I'm all about the stealth. We should give them to somebody who doesn't need to be stealthy at all.
I'm not wearing clogs. They'll laugh at me. Paul, he's a musician. He's into sort of leery clothes and loud music.
Perfect.
These are cool items. He's not here. Oryx?
I'm not wearing clogs.
No?
Well, we can't buy them if nobody's going to wear them.
What's
you can't just wear them around your neck.
Yeah.
John, what's the reduction in
Use the
stealth?
necklace.
The reduction in stealth, I think, would be... I am going to make it -4. I think it's fair.
Yeah, there's no possible way you can be dexterous in wooden clogs. for God's sake.
Well, if none of you want them, then I'm so stealthy I could sneak in clogs anyway.
Terry's Dutch. He'll have them. That's why the Dutch army were useless. Sorry, Terry.
Yep, Hector, I think you've got
Fair
him.
enough, he says.
Okay, I'll keep my other shoes in my backpack just for stealthing.
Okay. Change into your stealth shoes. Oh, did you have any preferences when you were talking to Arisha about your spell, your cantrip, Oryx?
I figured out which one I want.
What was it going to be?
Just have one more question. This doesn't affect the one that I'm going to choose.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know any special cantrips or spells that you can't learn anywhere else? Like ones that you made or are special to this area?
Cantrip of death.
it's just particular, just to this room, the cantrip of death. No one else knows. She says, we'll see how you get on. If I take a liking to you, perhaps you can come back and learn another cantrip one day, huh?
And this cantrip I want to learn is Eldritch Blast.
Ooh, nice.
She looks deeply into your eyes and says, very well, young master. Half a day. I will be here.
Okay.
Let's ask this lady if there's anything she'd like from up north or by the oasis.
Good idea.
There's nothing up north. She blinks. You can see an agitated Pat behind you. And the oasis... Oh, there is a kind of lizard. If you could get me a lizard, XTAP. Stab. It's a type of lizard. It's yellow and blue at the same time, depending on the reflection.
Is it a lizard or a humanoid lizard?
A lizard. It's about 2 feet long.
Okay then, I think we're all set then.
Any more business in this room? They're all trying to get your attention, and the one nearest the door is just looking at you knowingly and smiling and shuffling her cards.
So do we have any money left at all?
Yeah, you have 14, I believe.
Yes, because of the nag.
It's not some kind of gambling thing, is it?
More terror.
She says, "Come, strangers, I will teach you about what is to come. Very important you know what dangers you face. And
He's a fortune teller.
there's one name of what I do. There's much more than just... Well, in essence, yes, that's what I do. But these are mystical cards. I have mystical power."
Why don't we save the 14 for food and drink and stuff?
How much would it be to tell our fortune?
A special offer. I will do it 1 for one of you. Eh? And if others like it, then I can do everyone else for maybe 3 for 2 people. Huh? This is a good price.
I don't want to see into the future. I've had enough of this malarkey. I'm off. I'll walk out.
I think the future's quite scary.
It can be wonderful too.
Can you
turn
be
around
specific
confused.
about the future, like the next couple of days, or like what we'll find out north and those kind of things?
I can not be specific about a couple of days, but this will definitely happen before you die. Whatever I reveal to you will happen, yes.
Okay.
Okay, you say. Very well, young sir. And she will start shuffling her cards. One moment.
Is she like your Professor Trelawney?
Exactly, yeah.
Take 3 cards.
Oh, wow, you actually got... How did you do that? Okay. The first one is a 9 of spades.
Really?
You just
Sorry.
get like-
Well, those were the other cards I use.
Oh.
The other game I play. Here are the real cards.
They were all harmless. These ones are going to have skulls and things on, aren't they?
Perhaps.
I want my spades back. The future just includes spades.
I will try and bring spades into this.
They might have had a good chance of getting diamonds. Okay, it's an orc.
An orc.
Yes. Ah! A mushroom.
An orc, a mushroom.
Maybe orc soup.
And the
Orc and a
serpent.
mus-
Ah!
Ooh.
I fall off my chair.
Yes, beware the flora that approaches.
We're in a desert. There's no flora.
But there is flora in your future. And it will be poisonous. You have poisonous, moving flora in your future, young master.
Bollocks.
I look confused and very scared.
Is it in the margarine?
Beware the sting it provides, for it is deadly.
How much does it cost to get your future taken?
If 2 more come forward, it will be 3 in total.
Can I go up?
Yes, young master. Draw them.
1 card. It's a gateway.
Gateway. Ooh.
I'm gonna walk into
Key?
a gateway, a key. I'm gonna walk into a key
Okay, it's going to be locked.
and a cave. A gateway, a key, and a cave.
Indeed. You will find what you seek. What you are looking for is in this cave. This cave is very soon. And in this cave, you will find what you seek, young master.
Yay.
Proverbial magical cave where you find a spell. The cave could be your empty head.
She is reshuffling her cards, looks expectingly and said, I said you can have 2 for 3 credit.
I'd like a credit if no one objects.
Sure.
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 Excellent. And lice, you see another credit struck off. You see that you've got approximately 11 credit left now.
11?
11 credit, yes.
It's awful.
Darn clogs.
Frickin' Ben and his clogs.
So, Pat, please deal yourself 3 cards.
Oh, yes. Okay, I see. Yep, done.
What was the first one you dealt?
The crown.
Ooh.
Second one?
The feast.
Pretty good.
Okay. And the third one?
Faith.
She pierces you with her eyes, Pat, and says, "You will have to make a choice between riches or food. One will save your life, the other will kill you."
Riches will save you. Don't eat the food.
It can be interpreted in different ways, but this is what the cards are telling me.
Is this an immediate choice or forthcoming or imminent?
Forthcoming, yes.
Oh, it's a load of bullshit.
The cards tell me things from beyond our understanding.
No doubt.
Pelor tells me everything I need to know. Have faith in Pelor, not this woman.
Will I know when I need to make this decision?
You will know, sure enough.
Okay. Now, what I'd really like to know is, do you know what this tingling ring does?
She peers at it. She seems to stretch out and wave her arm around either side as if she was trying to find strings or some sort of weave. And she says to you, "This is attached to something in particular. There are very thin weaves that go beyond my sight. This is some sort of..." She starts humming to herself. "Yes, confusion. A spell of some sort. You have to identify what it's trying to confuse. There are usually anchors that stop people thinking straight. That's as far as I can see, I'm afraid." And she gives it back to you after touching her temples in relief.
Oh, I'm sorry, that sounds like it was very stressful, strenuous, straining.
Not my usual magic. Here you go. Be very careful with that.
All right. So are you saying, do you think it'll help me know when someone is lying to me or when someone is trying to confuse me?
It's a confusion maker itself. It picks up on something. When people touch a subject or something or someone, it stops them thinking straight. It has to have magic or anchor points somewhere, and it is feeding off them, I think. That's all I can tell you, I'm afraid.
So I guess we'll start heading towards that place in the north.
As you leave the magical bazaar, Unte spots you and waves and says, "One moment, Jar is just getting his things ready. Are we set to leave?"
Are you ready to go?
Yes, I think he's coming in a moment. Yes, I think I see him. And Jar carrying these sacks over his arms. "You see, we could not move without camels or something." He seems red in face from carrying things, but very eager to move with you. And so as a group, do you set off?
Yeah.
You've got 5 camels. One of them's geriatric. You've got 8 of you. How are you going to do it?
Hector and Nomo are sharing a camel. Hector in front.
How heavy are they?
Jar's a little overweight and he's got his equipment. Unte is slender female, not too heavy.
I'll share with Unte. I'm pretty slender myself.
Okay.
So doubling up full-size people isn't going to work so well, right? With camels?
Yeah, goats are useless in the desert.
Bevel's going to need his own camel, I think.
I think I will.
Do you want the geriatric or a normal camel?
We better give him a normal camel.
Okay.
I'll go with geriatric. Maybe I can heal him on the way.
Heal him of old age?
Well, no, if he gets too knackered.
Oh, okay. Which leaves Oryx and you still got Jar and his equipment.
And how many camels do we have left?
1.
One. Did anyone inquire about a wagon? Renting a wagon?
I mean, the thing is, there aren't any roads, presumably, right? We might be going off roads.
Yeah.
and we won't be able to take the wagon on there, I guess.
Probably best buy another camel.
11 credits.
Can we flog the clogs?
Just unless we get the same back.
Did we get a receipt? Isn't there like a return policy on them?
That might be worth a shot.
I think so.
I'd be happy to. I think it's mostly Ben that wanted it. It gives combat advantages, and he's a combat advantage hoarder. He's a magpie for things like that.
And in truth, it actually sort of hampered his dexterity as well.
Hampered his stealth.
Yeah.
Stealth, that's right. Wooden clogs, not very stealthy.
Let's do it. I never liked him anyway.
Well, Pebble can do it. He's the wheeler and dealer.
Essentially, you get almost all of it back. So you got 398 back.
That sounds quite reasonable.
That's better.
Yes. And how much are camels for renting?
Well,
$399.
you can rent a camel for 20 a day, or you can buy one for 50.
Let's just buy one. We'll probably kill it anyway.
Well, we've got a geriatric one, so can't we trade that camel back and buy 2 healthy ones?
I like that.
Well, maybe we can just keep the geriatric one just for S's and giggles.
Okay, so you got 2 more, in which case Jar can get his own camel and Oryx gets his own camel.
Awesome.
And then does that put me back with...
You do get your own now.
Okay.
I was on the geriatrics one, though.
You still are, Lice, unless you want to change that.
Tell you what, Lice, not that we want to talk too much about camels, but why don't I go with the geriatric one, and every now and again I'll pop off and give the geriatric one a break and just skip along with you.
Very, very nice of you to offer. Very good, yes. I'll take you up on that.
Okay, so you start off on your journey, and into the night you start off adapting to your camels. If you want to all roll an animal handling check, see how you're getting on with your new best friends.
I'll name my new camel Ghibli the Second.
I did well.
You're tickling the camel in just the right way, and you're doing everything right, Lice. Oh dear, Pebble.
Oh, yes. I'm stroking it with the hand of God.
The space between the humps is too small.
Lice has to occasionally guide you back to the fold, Pebble, as yours just goes off in its own direction.
Forward! I said go forward! Not over there!
I got an 11.
Which is absolutely fine. You're getting on well with yours. At this stage, that's to be expected. Nomo, it takes a little bit of toing and froing. As you expected, you have to give yours breaks now and again. Slows the party up a bit, but otherwise it's not too bad.
I'm going to take my helmet off and tie a sheet or something around my head.
And it keeps your neck a little warmer in the cold air in the evening. As it goes down, the stars start to shine above you in what is quite a beautiful scene, if it wasn't so cold. But it certainly is as clear as could be over the desert. Quite a few hours have gone by now. And then to Nomo, I think, and to Pebble's eyes, they can see movement up ahead.
We'll alert the party to something and make shushing motions.
Sure. And if you'd like to nominate someone to do a perception check with advantage, we'll take that.
I probably have the best odds.
Do it.
Okay. Watch me roll a 1 now.
Okay, you can start to pick up some chinking of swords, and there's the occasional meh, and there's definitely some kind of fracas up ahead.
Does it sound like the camels that were attacking us before?
There's no bang bang, but it could be a camel noise that you heard.
I would like to
So that's good.
to stealthily sneak up behind, I don't know, a sand dune or something to see what's going on. How far away is it?
It's probably 100 meters away.
Oh, yeah, I'll just go on foot.
Okay, so
Can I go with you?
Come along.
All right. I'll bow drawn and go stealthy.
okay. You're at the top of the hill, looking over. You can see some camels which have a lot of equipment on them. There are a number of mounted camels circling the camels which have the equipment.
This is an all-camel scene.
Camels as the mounts. You can see plenty of people on top. The ones that are circling the central camels. But also there's a line of mounted camels facing and watching this scene. And they're shouting something to them.
Sounds like bandits.
Oh, yes.
Do we have an idea of numbers?
Yeah, so there appears to be 3 camels in the middle with equipment, being circled by 6 mounted camels. And then you've got 5 watching the scene.
How close to nightfall is it?
It's dark. There's a little bit of sun just going over the horizon.
Why don't we stay quiet here and then follow them?
Interesting idea.
Much safer that way.
Let's try it.
What if it's somebody important?
I don't know.
What if we had just left Pat to be destroyed? That would have been terrible. Really terrible.
I don't even want to think about it.
No.
Him and the bony Naga.
As you're saying this, you can hear him say, "In the name of the Liakhara, you will stop. You will leave this area now."
Who's saying that?
One of these guys over here, so there's 5 over here facing them.
In the name of Liakhara, was that?
That's what it sounded like.
Was that the name of the funny, powerful creature?
Yes, Liakhara, she was.
So these 3 are encircled, were being told to go away.
Interpret it as best you can.
Okay.
You hear someone over in this direction. The light's not great. Say, "This has nothing to do with you. Get out, and you take your filthy Liakhara crap and get out of here. You won't be harmed. We do not want filthy bandits in this area. Get out of this. Get out, and we will spare you." And so there's these taunts going back and forth, and these 3 in the middle just staying stock still.
Now I don't know if the 3 that are being surrounded are from Liakhara, and they're the bandits, i.e. bandits going to get magic items to take back to Liakhara, or whether the people the bigger group that seems to have encircled them are in fact the Liakhara types.
Do we walk away or confront them?
I say confront them.
Why don't we wait a little bit longer so we know which group to confront?
Okay.
Well, somebody's rolled something really good.
There's some motion in the middle, and it's a camel which is getting very shaken up. But as it starts to break out, the camel behind the rider puts a steadying hand on, and you can hear some, "No, hush, stay." And the camels stay centered. From over here, you can hear, "This is your last warning. If you do not leave this instant, I will send a message to your Liakhara directly." A moment of complete silence. And then you can hear, "Anna!" And these 5 race in.
I don't know which sides we would be on.
Who are these 3 then at the back here?
Yeah, they seem to be important somehow, don't they?
Yeah.
They're being protected by these 5.
Shall we go and try to grab the 3 while the others are fighting?
So I'm pretty sure that these 5 over here are somehow connected to Liakhara, but this group was saying that they could get a message to Liakhara about these 5.
But these 3 here are captives of these 5, is that right?
Possibly.
I could let Pelor
They're very, very important in some way, right? I don't think the captives or the important ones.
Okay, they're protected, if not captive.
We could just ignore them. Just carry on with our own mission.
I'm interested in Liakhara. I still think we should maybe just let it play itself out and then see who wins. And then either that or we pick a side, help them, and thereby try and curry favour with that side.
Both excellent scenarios. I'm open to either.
Yeah, I'll follow your lead, Bevel.
As you're talking, this is all going on at the same time as they're having this battle.
Finn, roll 1d8
Why don't
plus
you join
7.
in on the side of these guys on the left?
The ones nearest us?
Yeah.
Well, are they trying to break away at all?
What you do see without any doubt is they are staying in line as opposed to the others.
I'm going to try and sneak around to, around the side, down this way, staying within my dark vision, not necessarily within what I think a human could see in the dark.
Okay.
Just see if I can get a little closer, figure out what's happening.
Are we sort of upwind or downwind of them?
Okay, wind is going like this.
So we're upwind.
Yeah.
They could probably smell us then. Hear
Smell
us
you
then.
then.
Well, we're all perfumed from our baths. We smell very pretty.
Given what the last thing that just happened over here, I'm inclined to think that these 3 are being forcibly kept there. While Nomo's sneaking over here to get a closer look, I might sneak over here to get a closer look.
Yeah, sure.
I'll stay with the camels with Oryx and heal him.
Thank you.
Whilst Lysa's doing that, the guys who are sneaking, tell me what you're trying to do.
Get close enough to see what's going on, staying in the shadows, and hiding very stealthily.
Okay, each of you roll a perception check. So Pat, Pavel, and Nomo.
No, it's Eagle Eyes.
Nomo, from where you are, they are dressed very similarly, in fact, to people on both camels. But there does seem to be some sort of difference in the colours or the way that the camels are dressed. But otherwise, they could be from very close areas to each other. But yeah, certainly it appears to be a 5-on-5. There's a magic user on the far side here who's spraying them with all sorts of different light effects. Is there anything else you're looking for in particular there?
I'm just seeing if I can pick a side. I don't know. And I'm thinking I would want to help the side of that power that we're seeking.
The Liakhara, sure. It sounds like the Liakhara group are the ones over here. They're just about edging it. It's a very close contest. So that's.
But this group suggested that they could contact the Liakhara, right?
Interpret, send her a message in whatever way you want.
Fine.
I'm going to shoot an arrow at whoever's riding this one.
Yeah, go for it. Whilst that's going on, Pat, they are keeping a very loose line, these three. They are dressed differently. They have much more gear. The back two here have turbans on of a completely different kind to the others. And they have weapons at their side, but they're not drawn. There appear to be 2 on this camel and 1 on the other 2. One's slender, and the other one is a much bigger person with a beard.
So 4 in total.
4 in total on these 3 camels.
And what's happened with this one here?
You can see him glancing over at them all. Every 5 seconds or so, he'll glance at them.
I'll just yell out to any of the 3 in general, do you need assistance?
At this point, I'll try and duck away into the shadows so I can stay hidden.
Okay, do a hide check there, Pavel. Okay. They glance over, and you can see them exchange glances, but they don't answer immediately. And Pat, give me a perception check. Okay, you can see them looking directly at you, Pat, and they're nodding. But they're not saying a word.
That's weird.
Nodding. In agreement?
You ask them if they need assistance and they're nodding.
They're nodding, yeah.
It's like they can't talk. Okay, I'm going to try and scamper up closer.
Okay, I'm going to do one check on him. Okay, and this person makes a move. It says, hey, stay away if you know what's good for you. Stay out of this, he says, and he looks to you, Pat, and then he does turn his head to where Pavel was.
May I do something, or is my turn pass?
No, you can. Just very quickly, Noma, what did you get when you attacked?
I got a 10. Not very good.
No, that's no good. So it just flies through them.
You missed.
Yep.
Yeah, what were you going to do, Pat?
I'd like to launch a crossbow bolt at this guy here.
Yes, you can do that. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, you launch a crossbow bolt, and you hit him, and he cries out, and you have to roll initiative.
Alright. Okay, we're committed now. So we're not on the side of these guys, which means we could be on the side of these guys, and possibly these 3.
Yeah.
But we're not sure.
No.
Have it.
And Lice and Oryx, it's up to you if you're in or not.
I'll roll perception first, see if I hear anything.
Sure.
Ooh,
Yeah, you know something's going on.
Oryx. Let's go, have a look. I'll go to the top of the hill and survey the scene.
Sure.
I can't see Jack. I've only got 30 feet of vision, so...
Then you'll have to use your ears.
Yeah.
Otherwise you'll have disadvantage on checks.
If
Can you see Pat?
Yeah, you can see Pat. Pat has his weapon out, so you're sure that Pat's involved in something.
Oi, Pat! Oi! Oi! What's going on?
Shoot here.
Shoot you!
No. Over there.
Do you need help?
Yes.
Alright.
And with that, roll initiative. Oh dear. Let's see what you get.
Alright.
Okay, 12.
What are we fighting?
This guy here.
Oh, 21. Oh, lovely.
Simply because of that conversation, you won't go before Pat.
Yeah, my turn was to go down and see what was going on. That makes sense.
And so the next person to go is Pevel, in ninja mode.
As soon as possible after the crossbow bolt flies towards that guy and hits him, I'll take advantage of his distractedness by scampering forward and speaking to the two people on this camel right in front of me. Whisper, so ideally this guy beyond here, and say, "How can I help you get away?"
Get him away from us! Don't let him hurt my wife!
Come this way.
Okay, so you're motioning to him.
Yes, I'm motioning for him to move in that direction, away from him.
They will automatically go at the end of the turn, I think. Next up is Nomo.
I'll try a better shot with my bow at the same camel, which is...
Lick the feathers on your arrow so you get a spinny effect, like Kevin Costner did in Robin Hood.
Good
Do
idea,
your
Lice.
best fletching there, Terry.
Oh, that worked. Thanks, Lice.
There you go.
Oh, look at that.
I'm aiming at the riders, not the camel.
Sure. You can see it, you can even hear the splat and a cry. Definitely had an effect. Pat.
Another crossbow shot at this guy.
18 will hit, 3 damage, so he's taken overall 9 damage. He cries out again and says, "I need help! Help! They're coming from behind!"
Stay on target.
15. It's the bandits. So he shouts, "Stay where you are!" And then he charges. This one charges back. He gets a strike against him as he does this.
Bloody hell.
Yes. Yeah, that was pretty effective. No, he was hit as he tried to help his friend. "I'm coming! Ah!" And these two charge around. First person he sees, Lice. And he says, "You shall pay!"
I haven't done anything yet.
12? Does that hit you, Lice?
12 to hit.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Not with my Errol Flynn, am I?
It's too bright, he cannot see. This one will charge and he will manage to get to you also. He'll see you as a group and he'll charge for you, Pat. 21.
Oh, yeah.
Ouchie.
These ninja camels.
8 damage, Pat. In the meantime, these 3 are still launching in. The 3 remaining camels are doing what they can against these. You don't see any more felled. Next is the other bandits, so I'll do them very quickly. This one goes down. Next, Oryx.
I'm gonna use my light blade dagger on the camel in front of me.
Yeah, and this is your light dagger. So roll another d6. Okay, it does the basic 6. Was it to the camel?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The camel takes it.
I wouldn't be able to reach the rider.
That's a very good point. I appreciate that. 6 to the camel, who will, in pain. I'm going to do a wisdom save. It holds its stance for the rider. Doesn't buckle. After Oryx, it is the merchants. The merchants, having seen them move, they go in the direction that Pevel said. He says as he goes, "Thank you, stranger. How far shall we go?"
Not very far, just maybe 50 feet to my friend.
Whoa!
Did he sing?
a musical woe. They're all a bit scattered, but they're moving. I'm going to do some quick perceptions. Nope, they're completely involved in this battle. Haven't noticed. Up to the top, Lice.
So the mount and the camel are attacking me.
At the moment, just the rider swung at you and missed. Your Errol Flynn armour unbruised.
Very well. I'm going to really smack the camel right on the face with my mace.
Okay.
Attack. I can't see it.
Woomph. Smack the camel with the mace for 6. That's 2 very bruised camels over here. Pevel.
I would like to move or like so, and say to these again, "Actually, go over the ridge of this hill. My friend is there."
Okay.
Hector will be there, still sobbing over his loss of clogs.
Yeah, I think we can safely assume he's been sulking for this entire episode because he doesn't have.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'd like to use the remainder of my move action to then go here, and then as I'm a rogue, I can dash, move a bit further, get to here, and hopefully sneak attack him.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are you going to try and sneak attack the rider or the camel?
Whoever looks most hurt.
Okay, either way doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Okay, you can feel the weapon loosening in your grip. What do you want to do?
Hold on to it.
Okay, then you kind of hold on to it, and then by hugging it to you, you do a roll into the camel's step.
Whoa!
Camel has to try and avoid stepping on you, and doesn't, so take... so basically you roll into the camel's hoof path, and it just stamps you in the groinal area for 4 damage.
Ouch.
At lice and oryx presumably hear a sort of muffled.
Would bring more of a high-pitched shrill, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And I shake my head condescendingly.
Excellent, I bet someone is. Nomo, there are 3 ridden camels that are starting to turn as they come towards you.
Okay, if it looks like they're not going to run into me, I'll just keep my focus on shooting on the same guy.
Sure. Okay, this one here, you can see him fall off the camel. Good job. Pat.
I can attack either the camel or the rider, that's right, on this one here.
It depends, what's your weapon?
I'll use my long sword.
Okay, then you can attack the rider, but you'll get a disadvantage.
I'll do it anyways, with the long sword.
Okay.
Haha.
Yeah, 14 is enough to hit the bandit, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, armor class is 12, so yeah. 9 damage, which brings him down.
Oh, good.
And then this...
currently stepping on me.
Yes, the camel is still alive, so...
You.
Yeah, it starts heading this way by itself. Make a dexterity check, Pavel. Okay, yeah, you roll out of the way of this stampeding camel. The bandits converge. It's not looking very good for them. Oh, yep. These 2 fall. One of these also takes a fall. These 3 charge over. Their enemy defeated. And in fact, these 2 will come over and eliminate this one in the preceding turn. Is there anything out of turn you guys want to do? So you can see that these are charging over in this direction.
I'm going to try and grab a camel from one of the bad guys we just shot.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay, animal handling. Yeah. You grab hold of the reins and you bring it in, and you have enough experience at this point that you can know the right things to do and things not to do, and you can bring it under control and it calms down.
I think, if I may, I'd like to go up to our new friends over there and ask them, who were those people who had you, and who are these other people who want you?
Bandits. They caught us as we were travelling to Aratla. And then these other ones turned up, shouting about their Liakhara, their magical ruler, I think. And there was an argument, and then they started fighting, and then you turned up. I'm very happy to be alive right now.
We'll look after you. What do they want with you?
I don't know. They seem to think that they were the ones that should be dealing with us, and not the bandits. I don't know if that was good or bad.
Stay here out of sight.
Okay, so it's these 3. One with a red turban on, a black beard. Friends, I'm not sure which group you are from, but I am glad of your assistance. You have made things a lot less messy. Some casualties, but it can't be helped.
We clearly knew which was the right side to help out.
Yes, I am Drax. I am a high mage of the Liakhara. God bless her. He puts out his hand.
I'm Nomo.
Nomo.
My best Scarface leer.
Well, yes, you look like you've seen some adventure. We could use someone like you. If you are not doing anything in particular, then you should consider joining the Liakhara Guard.
Oh, I would definitely like to hear more about it, and maybe my companions would as well. Tell us all about the Liakhara Guard.
Yes, but he looks around. We must find those merchants. Have a word with them, eh? Have you seen them?
I haven't. What would you like to do with the merchants?
Well, see if they're okay. And, of course, see if they wish to pay respects to the Liakhara as well.
Okay, I don't see him right now.
I saw them. They were riding south very fast, but I think they would have gone by now.
Okay, do a deception check there. DC 15.
Okay, here's hoping. The one thing I'm supposed to be quite good at. No, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Well, just to be sure, Lito, Fit. One of the camels goes off in that direction, and he nods to the other one, who does a quick scan as well. Looks at all of you and says, "What were you doing out here at night?"
We've been employed as guards for some scholars.
Scholars? What? What are you looking for in the Dar? Some hidden treasure, perhaps?
Oh, you'd have to ask them. We're just the mercenary guards. But to be honest with you, perhaps we could use better employment. I don't know what I'm doing here, everyone. Really, I'm just improvising.
As we're sort of negotiating and talking in the dark, I'll light my mace to see what I'm looking at. That's a bit friendly, isn't it? Who are you?
I am Drex. Well met. You a religious sort?
A disciple of Pelor, yes. You
Ah,
may have heard of him. A fine god indeed.
Pelor, yes, worshipped by elves, dwarves, and some humans, huh? Quite popular.
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
Well, I am more of a worship of nature myself. And, magic, of course.
And you serve who?
The Liakhara, of course.
Ah, Liakhara. You're a magic user, you say?
I am indeed. In fact,
What do you
let
know of King Hayyaes?
King Hayyaes, excuse me?
Hayyaes. An undead lich.
More like
Rumoured to be
Lord.
around in these parts.
I know of no lich. If you find a lich, then, be very careful, my friend.
In your state, is a lich is good or bad?
Never good. From what I understand, I've never met a lich. I'm glad to say they are much less common than a desert scorpion.
It's nice to know we're on the same page.
Yes. That armor is especially gleaming. Do you have magical items yourself?
No.
Who's asking?
Aye, Drax, guard of the Liakhara.
All this is, I'm from the army. I spend a lot of time polishing. I have no magical items here.
Yeah, that would not be a lie, would it, my friend?
Can you tell us, the Liakhara, are they a group or are they is it an individual?
He waves his hands in the air and whispers something, and then blinks. He makes an admiring sound, looking at you all. Oh, the Liakhara is a she. The Liakhara are very rare, but when they come along, they are exceptional. Magic that only the imagination can make. That's very rare. Not tricks.
Oi, Oryx.
What?
I think he's
What?
just detected
What?
magic on us. I think he knows we've got magical stuff on us.
Let's kill him.
What? I think
kill him.
Liakhara, she's bad, isn't she?
No, we don't know that.
No, this assumes magic stuff.
Well, that's
Liakhara
bad,
would-
isn't it?
We serve a leech.
Ooh.
So is this Liakhara very wise? Would the Liakhara know how to deal with the leech?
She is exceptionally wise. Her wisdom, I have not seen the bounds of it. That is as wise as she is. Of course, we try not to disturb her too much. She has a lot to concentrate on. Such is her gift. These two camels arrive with the mounts. Anything? No, nothing. We found one of the camels, but it was not one of the merchant's camels.
John, am I detecting any evil?
Okay. As you do this, he's watching you as well. No, you don't.
What?
You don't detect any evil.
Not from the guys talking to Nomo and the two that are by Oryx. No, nothing evil.
Nothing tangible on them. No.
Bollocks.
No lights really coming out from them. Let
Is
us...
my ring tingling?
It's not.
Oh, shit.
Friend. He's looking straight at you, Lice. What are you doing there?
I'm not being funny, mate, but some strange bird sitting in the desert absorbing magic can't be good.
On the contrary, it's the best thing possible.
How so?
But why don't you band with us? We were hoping to meet the merchants first, but if we are not lucky with that, then...
I'm watching you, mate. I'm watching you. Any spell casting, you'll get it.
As you can see, Drex, my warrior-like friend is still hot from the fight. Let us go with you and meet this lady of yours.
Can we please stop being so amiable?
Oh, we wanted to find out about this person, right? Why don't we just go along with it and find out about this strange being with them?
Our journey lies north.
Are there extra camels for us now that we could grab?
There's loads of them.
Be loads.
Yeah.
Some are out of sight. There's one or two you think you know the direction of, which you could round up.
Okay. I'll work on rounding up a couple camels.
Right, okay.
I'll send a little prayer message up to Pedro saying, your little detect evil thing, is it working properly?
Sure. I'll let you know when you get a reply.
Could I send a message to all the players in my party separately?
Yeah?
None of you better be thinking about turning on Lord Hayyaes because I'm staying with him.
I'll walk over to Oryx and say, we're trying to find what Hayyaes has sent us to do.
Ooh.
Let us, as a group, perhaps, if you are happy to do so, see if we can find these lost merchants. And then, if we are unlucky, then I will be happy to take you and talk with you about the goodness of the Liakhara.
Certainly.
You should meet her.
I should now go and look in this direction. Why don't you go and look in these directions?
Okay, persuasion check, Dan.
John, is there any evil emanating from Oryx?
Lots.
He nods in approval and says, now we are of one accord. Yes, we will spread out. They fan out and start doing the search. Nothing substantial from Oryx. Lice.
Oh.
And I'll ask Drex, you don't mean any harm to these simple merchants, do you? Or their merchandise?
No harm to the merchants. But we ask that they pay respects to the Liakhara. What our task is for the good of the whole Dar, you see. It's not just one town, one city. It is the entire trade route that will benefit. So we ask that they contribute. That is all.
And if they choose not to?
Well, that very rarely happens. They see sense. Then they are free to trade and travel as they wish. And he shakes his belt here. And hey, we do have some basic coinage to reimburse them.
So currently, our journey lies north. What is north of here?
He blinks and
here
says,
we go.
there's nothing north. Nothing for miles and miles.
Ring.
Is my ring tingling?
Oh,
It is.
God, it's going over time.
It is tingling, yes.
This is
I think you're trying to confuse us.
I am not. Look, there's no point in going north. There's nothing to eat or drink or anything north.
Ring
we
tingling?
don't care about that.
Yes, there's a little bit of a tingle there too.
No, twat him.
Excuse me.
This is a farce. Come on, anyone else can see this, surely. Or am I going mad?
You always were a little mad.
Not being funny, but some elf taking off his clothes and jumping off jumps and nicking other people's mounts isn't mad.
No, strategy. Sorry, Oryx, you were going to ask me something?
No, I was going to ask Drax the Destroyer or something.
Is that his name?
It's his new name.
Wow.
Drax the Destroyer.
Yes.
So if you were to take us up there, like by camel, around 50 miles up north, we wouldn't find anything? We'd just be in the middle of the desert?
He thinks, then blinks, then says, what was the question again, little one?
So you bring us up around 50 miles?
There's no point asking it again.
No, wait. If we ask more specific questions, we'll be able to figure out exactly where this thing is. Well,
You're a
we could go
goldfish, mate.
northwest.
This is wasting my time.
Yeah, no,
there
you're
are some.
wasting our time. You're wasting our time.
There are some merchants. Merchants, people. Come on, merchants.
We'll see you back at Liakhara's camp. We've got our own mission to do. We'll see you later.
Please, follow.
I'm off. I'm going to walk off in north.
That's a good idea. Why don't we, essentially say that we have to finish our work with the scholars, then we would like to meet them again very soon.
Very well. Let us know if you do find these merchants. I have no way of giving you a magical message, but
Send a pigeon.
I'm sure we will meet again. But could you donate to Liakhara? Everything you provide will aid the Liakhara.
Sorry, what was that again?
They want some sort of tribute, some magical tribute.
I promised to write the Liakhara an ode, a musical ode.
That's better than anything.
Yeah.
Really good.
Probably heard of me, Fat Boy No More.
But surely you could spare a wand, perhaps?
My ode will bring you riches you can't even imagine.
Friends, we will bring you something for Liakhara, but until we're paid, what do we have? And we have already helped you and yours by defeating those brigands you met on the road.
He thinks for a moment and says, perhaps you're right. This one time we will not ask for an offer again. But please consider the good of the Liakhara and her mission. When we meet again, I will be happy to lead you to her. Come find me around the west of Karmal.
Oh, we'll be there, don't you worry.
We shall.
Sure, we'll bring you a magical item, but no wands.
Something greater than wands. Ooh.
Yeah.
In the form of a
I look forward to seeing you again, my magical friends.
Talks of the hand.
And they ride south.
Are they out of ear's reach?
Yes.
Phew.
What a load of bollocks.
I think when he did the detect magic, or if he did, he figured out that we had the Wand of Wonder, and we can't give that away.
No.
No, we're not going to give him anything. Don't worry.
He made my ring tingle.
I thought he was going to fireball us into jelly.
Any bloke that makes Pat rings tingle has got to be dodgy.
The ring tingling thing is about some other force which makes everyone forget what's north, right?
Yeah.
But it's true though, isn't it? I mean, some bird lying in the desert absorbing magic can't be good.
You're being Eric Idle. This keeps cracking me up.
Some bird lying in ponds distributing
There you
salt is a form of government.
So,
Why don't we tell the merchants that we're hiding them from the brigands, and you're welcome, never mind, but perhaps they should give us something.
Okay. Is that what you say to them?
Magic. And then that can be our gift to Liakhara if we ever meet up.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We've fended off one attack. Let's proceed.
I'm curious to know, though, are these merchants carrying any, let's say, cargo?
Inverted commas.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I mean. Let's ask them what they have and suggest that they give us something.
Maybe Oryx can detect magic. Ooh.
Hello? Yes?
My friends, we have saved you.
Thank you.
Are free.
What did they want?
Hector's been boring them to tears.
All of your possessions. Think how much you got away with. Do not lose all of your possessions.
Yes, of course.
They've charged us to bring your heads to them.
We told them to go a different way. So as long as we don't shout out loudly, soon you're safe.
Okay, persuasion check with advantage, Pavel. Advantage because
never
Pat.
persuaded before.
Is hoping.
Oh, Jurassic Park.
Dude, yes.
Kiss my face.
This is a lucky day indeed. Of course, we will give you something in return. Well, what did you want? Spice? Material? What were you after? Money,
Well,
perhaps?
you are most kind. We need anything magical.
Does Oryx detect it?
Magical. Then the story of the Liakhara is true.
Does anybody have like a vial, an empty vial?
I do have an empty glass vial smelling of strong perfume that I gave to Hector, so Hector should have it.
Yeah, but I need something empty.
Yeah, it is empty.
Yeah.
Use Hector's brain.
Hector says, I'm not giving you that.
Oh, bastard.
That sounds about right.
Like, I mean something that looks a bit fancy. but like that's a vial. Like, is there anything made of glass, like a glass container or anything?
Jar produces one for you. I have one in here somewhere for my experiments. You can have this.
Thank you. I'll fill it up with sand, and then ask Lice if he could bless it and say it's pixie dust. Because
Nice one, Cyril. I like that. Yeah, perfect.
It's magical.
Sure, we'll hang on to that.
John, the merchants were just saying, yes, so the rumours of Liakhara are true.
We only have 2 magical items. One I promised tiefling in our Latla, but I wear one, and although precious, I will donate it to you as a thank you for saving our lives. And it appears to be a disc on a chain which he wears around his neck.
Like Dave Lee Travis.
Exactly.
What does it do? I asked the merchant.
Well, if I turn it enough times, it gives me immense speed. It takes a few turns to prepare, but it has been very useful actually. When I have to do some tasks very quickly, this is a very useful item.
Does anybody want it? I don't really need it.
Sure. I'll hang on to it until such time maybe we're required to give something to the Liakhara.
Okay.
And can you show me how to use it?
Sure,
Oh,
certainly. Let me see.
I don't think we should give anything to Liakhara.
I don't think so either.
Most that we should give to her is the pixie dust.
He takes an apple and throws the apple to you, Pat. It says, "Could you hold that in the air?"
Yes.
And if you stand 20 feet that way.
If he gets a crossbow out, I'll hit him.
My name is William Tell. No, he starts turning the disc. He says, "One moment. One moment." And you think he probably turns it 12 times, probably in about 8 to 12 seconds. And he says, "Now." And he runs, and you barely blink, Pat, and the apple's gone. And he's back at where he was before, next to his camel. He goes, "There you go. It's run out now."
That would have been useful if you were trying to run away from those bandits.
and leave my wife and everyone else.
Oh, okay, yeah, good point.
Yes.
Still, that'd be
Pebble,
one
just think
life.
how much weight you could lose from that.
Thank you. We
I know.
accept your generous reward for our help. Thank you.
Who saved our lives after all. Now, we must go. We are expected in the morning. So
Yes, be careful. And it's good to part as friends.
I wish you well.
Stay clear of Liakhara. She's no good.
I will remember and tell others of the same. And they disappear.
May Pelor guide you.
And you, my clerical.
It's quite nice to make a friend for once. It doesn't normally happen.
It's maybe because Hector wasn't really
Yeah, no
conversation.
coincidence.
No massages of death.
A super sulk from Hector today.
That's nice, isn't it?